Jay, with Merriweather being doubtful, what kind of faith do you have in Philip Thomas now to go out there and be able to fill in that shoes?
Well, we have to count on him. You know, it's time for him to step up. This is a great opportunity for Philip. You know, he's been on the practice squad. He's been in and out of the lineup. We waived him, brought him back to the practice squad. He had some opportunities last week and failed on a couple plays. But this is a great opportunity for Philip, and we hope that he can step in there and show why he's still here. I think he's got some talent, but he's got to go out and put it together for a full football game, not for 3 quarters or 8 drives out of 12. He's got to put it together, and hopefully he will. We have faith in him.
Week, but in this week, and from coaches talking to him, does he seem like he recognizes where he needs to improve on, where he needs to
fix? I think he knows what you can see that when he messed up, he knew exactly what he did. He just thought, he's going to try to make a big play, come out of his zone and try to steal an interception, but got caught, and Andrew saw him. But I think he knows what to do, man. He's a smart kid. He just sometimes gets a little greedy with his eyes and tries to make big plays that aren't there. But hopefully he'll learn from it and have a good game for us. We need him.
Jay, I know we've asked you about this before. Obviously, as the backup quarterback, Robert's 1 play away, but Schefter reported last night that there's quite a real chance that he could be the starting quarterback before this season. Do you have any comment on that?
Yeah, not really. I just, as a backup quarterback, you have to get yourself ready to play. I mean, that's just the nature of the position. Kirk did it, Colt did it. Y'all have to do it. Everybody backup quarterback in the league, there's a chance for him to play, so I don't know why that's groundbreaking news. So it's weird that that's a big story, but backup quarterbacks need to be ready, and he will be.
Jay, you've mentioned this a couple times this week, but as you evaluate players here, as they're kind of fighting for their jobs and their livelihoods over the final 4 weeks, what are you looking for in practice? And I mean, obviously we know what you're looking for. What are you looking for in practice and during the week?
Well, most of the guys that are on practice squad, you're talking about?
Just everyone out there.
Everyone out there? Yeah. Oh, you just want you want to get them prepared for the game, number one. You got to get them all the looks they need to prepare themselves for the game, and you want to see great tempo and a sense of urgency where they're trying to get better every day and really learning and sinking their teeth into the game plan and understanding what they're supposed to do, what their role is, and then you want to see them fly to the football defensively and offensively, be on top of all the minor details that are important on each play. A split might be a route depth, whatever it is. It's set technique by a tackle and a guard. There's a lot of fundamental things that go into each individual play, and as coaches we try to harp on them, but as players you don't want to see things, especially this late in the week, you want everything to be put together, you want things to be crisp and fast, no mental mistakes, and we had a good practice today and hopefully it carries over.
Jay, what kind of season has Roy Halou had in your eyes? He's broken a lot of big plays with limited touches.
Yeah, Roy's been good. He's had a few issues in pass protection, which have been disappointing, obviously, and he'll be the first to tell you. But I think overall, for what we asked that back to do, there's a lot of responsibilities on that third down back as far as blitz pickups and then winning on routes against linebackers, sometimes against safeties, catching the ball, blocking. It's a tough role, and there's a lot of demand for that role nowadays in the NFL. And he's really starting to show that he can be that back that can come out and win matchups against linebackers like he did last week against the Colts on an option route. So very, very important for him to keep growing as a player, but more importantly, he's got to do a better job in blitz pickups, and that's going to be a huge stressing point this week, especially against Coach Williams and the Rams.
The Rams have pulled a few trick plays on special teams. I think their punters completed 2 passes, some reverses, and fake reverses on kickoffs. Just besides practicing against that, you need to develop an extra high sense of alert on the sidelines as the game is going on. Yeah,
you'd like to think that sense is all the time, no matter who you play, whether they fake 1 or fake 20. You have to have that sense of alert, know the down and distance, know the situation. But they do a great job. You're right, they do an excellent job with trying to create more possessions for their offense with the fake punts and the special plays in the return game. So, we just have to be on high alert, like you say, at all times. And Coach Kotwika has these guys ready, and they watched every bit of film, and hopefully we have a scheme that can guard against all the special trick plays.
I got 2 unconnected questions, so bear with me. First one, Robert, how do you feel he's handled this, and just what are some of the things you guys can do even during practice, during the week, to help in that progression that he needs to make to becoming the kind of passer you need him to be?
Well, he's handled it fine. I think he's obviously as a backup quarterback, he understands his role now, and at practice he's taking the scout team reps, and then when we have a chance in individual drills, we're still working with his footwork and his drops and all that stuff. So very important for him to take advantage of the reps when he can get them. But they're few and far between later on as the week goes on. Mainly Colt gets the first team, and then obviously he's got to take the scout team. But there's still things from a conceptual standpoint that teams do that are similar to ours, so we can still read out the progressions. He can still work his footwork in the pocket and redirect blitz pickups and all that stuff. So it's a matter of playing football, still working on his feet, and just playing a position.
And with the young guys, you brought up, Philip Thomas trying to make a play. David Emerson tries to do the same thing sometimes, tries to jump routes, hoping to make a play. How do you balance that? Guys trying to make a play but getting burned for it, and how do they go about learning, I guess, when the right time is to do that? And
yeah, that's a special thing. It's like if they come out of coverage and they make a big play, everybody's high-fiving them. But when they come out of coverage and they get burnt bad for it, it's bad. So really you have to make sure that they're doing their job and understand their responsibilities on each individual coverage and play and situation. And it's very, very important that everybody's on the same page, no matter if the play comes to you or not. We got to do a good job as coaches to make sure that even if it's a run over there, if that backside corner's not doing what he's supposed to be doing, he needs to be coached and taught to make sure he's doing the right thing. So I feel like we have a good staff. We're teaching them. Players just got to buy in and make sure they're aware of how important each individual person's role is on each individual play. Gap security, coverage, all that becomes very, very important later in the season when you play good quarterbacks and good offenses.
Related to that too, Jay. I mean, Philip Thomas especially mentioned him getting greedy with his eyes. That was his thing in college. He was a ball hawk. How do you try to marginalize those kinds of things too? Because that's his natural instinct, but you don't really want him doing that.
Well, there are certain coverages where you have the opportunity to be a ball hawk. Just when you're playing the back half and two-man, basically you don't have that luxury unless you see the ball in the air. But there is you got to understand situations and coverages and know when it's okay. If we put you in position to be a ball hawk, be a ball hawk. But if you're playing a half on center or two deep coverage, you got to play your two deep coverage. So pick your spots, but understand your responsibilities as a coverage, where your location is. Number one is first and foremost, and then making a play obviously is secondary.
Rams front four and the way they get after the quarterback. Does it make you, adjust the way you, protect them, the quarterback, as far as maybe your tight ends? Do they stay in and block more? So have you had to kind of change your game plan up a little bit?
You like to try to change up your protection schemes against everybody. We've tried to do that because this isn't the first team that we've played that has had good rushers. They have a lot of them, obviously, with Donald and Quinn and Long, and the rest of their guys are pretty dang good. But there are some other defenses, but I think the key is to mix up the quarterback's location. Is it 3-step, 5-step, 7-step? Is he bootlegging outside? Are we keeping the tight end in? Are we sliding? Are we not sliding? That's very, very important. And when you get in third and long, like we've been in so many times this year, you're pretty much one-dimensional. You got to get people out on the route to get to the sticks, so your protections are going to be soft at times. And so it's very important for us to stay positive. Down on distances, 3rd, 4, 3rd and 5, where we have the ability to slide, protect. We have the ability to 3-step drop, 7-step drop, still roll out, whatever we can do, and not be locked into a deeper drop progression type play where we have to get to the sticks. That's where they really, really thrive.